Good Friday night. It's Travis. I'm glad you're with me. Well, it's been a really crazy last 6 or 7 days for me. There's been a lot of changes in my life in the last week, and I've been readjusting to some things personally, and they're all good. It's a place that I need to be right now with my walk with God and where He's taking me and where I need to be with the things that I believe truly are coming very quickly. What I really wanted to talk about tonight is the fact that I'm telling you, I just want to share this because I know there's so many people out there right now that are down and out, feeling like there's no hope and things are getting worse and worse and worse. And I'm over here and I'm like, I haven't felt as good as I feel right now. And I swear to you, in 30 years, I'm 44 years old. And in the last month and a half, almost 2 months now, since the end of December, God has been moving in such a brand new way. I've talked about it on this channel quite extensively, but some of those videos are buried now. Please go back and listen to some of my older stuff because it's accelerating. Like the power of God right now is like I've never experienced in my life. It's as though He is sitting next to me and just showing me things about Him that I've never understood, that I've always sought after or wanted to know. And I think so much of it has to do with this transition of ages that we did physically go through on December 21st, from the Piscean age into the age of Aquarius, the age of understanding and knowledge. Like, this is a real thing. People talk about astrology like it's demonic or something. And I said in a video about a month and a half ago, you can't stop the sky clock. God gave us the sky clock above us, right? And so when ages change, it's just what happens. And the Piscean age was about 2,000 years. I've talked about this relatively extensively, but I want to cover it a little bit again, just so it makes more context into what else I want to talk about tonight. The Piscean age was for a 2,000-year age that started with the Star of Bethlehem. That was an age of really being ruled over, right? Like, we've been ruled over for 2,000 years as a collective humanity. And the age of Aquarius is the opposite. It's the age of understanding. It's an age of really understanding our Creator, who He is, why we're here, who we are, made in His image, and what that all means. And I'm gaining through the knowledge of the Holy Spirit, I'm really gaining a strong knowledge of what it means to be made in His image. And it's something we've so forgotten about. I have. Maybe I've never understood my entire life. I always just thought, well, I guess that means that we kind of look like Him or something. No. It's our entire creation. It's who we are. And He's a creator, and He made us in His image to be creators. But it's so much more than that. It's how we operate. It's what makes us, as yesterday's video talked about, makes us tick as humans. It's what drives us, the energy, the power. We're so filled with Him, with our Creator, because we are as Him. And we sit here so often like weak, defeated people. And we're not even close. We're monsters. We're beasts. We're real beasts. We are so powerful. You know, there's going to come a time soon where, according to the book of Revelation, this 144,000, which I believe are very real people, 12,000 from each tribe of Israel, these 144,000 are going to preach the word in a way that we've never heard. And I think it's starting. I'm starting to feel it churn. I'm starting to feel it. God churns. It's who he is. He's Yahweh, 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 Yahweh. He's the sound of rushing waters. That's how he describes himself. He churns, he turns, he's a gear, and he creates trillions of other gears that all work in conjunction with each other. And it's what we call the universe, but it's not as NASA tells us. I'm getting off track. I just get so excited about the power of our Creator and that we are made in his image. We are also these powerful creators of beauty, and it just, I want to understand it so much deeper, and I want you to understand it because it's the most powerful thing I think I've ever learned in my life. To really understand who our Creator is and who we are in him. It's not that he just planted us here like a bunch of seeds and grew up little sprouts and little trees and stuff, and he's just waiting to harvest us like that. That's a parable used in the Bible. Like, we are, I've said it 100 times already, in his image. And he wants us to live a life of power and beauty and creation in him, all in him and through him. And he wants us, as we create, to do the same for what we create, right? I'm so far past all of the political stuff. It's so irrelevant when God really shows his face. Everything of this world becomes really irrelevant, except for the people that you love and the people you care about, right? That becomes the only important thing. And then to share with other people who this God of ours really is. Like, this pitiful agenda we've been watching in the world for the last year, in comparison to our God, is laughable. It's absolutely laughable. I mean, I know they do a lot of that on purpose because people tend to be so misled so easily, but the enemy is not as powerful as we think he is. He has strength. He has wisdom, but it doesn't even come close to the wisdom that our God gives us and what we need to battle these things. And I've been busy. I've been really busy for several months. I've been working on some projects that I don't even want to talk about yet at all because they're very pivotal to this entire process that we're going through and this entire agenda in combating it. They're very pivotal and they're very powerful, what God has been showing me. I want to give you a little hope in that. Like, there is some real hope. I'm nobody special. I'm just sitting here and I'm listening to God. And I'm asking him, how do we combat this agenda of the enemy? And he's shown me some very specific things. I've covered it as far as the sonic stuff in past videos, but he's really gone beyond that with me and showing me that the enemy, we think we can battle the enemy physically, right? We still think that deep down. Well, at the very end of the line, I still got my metal protectors. That's going to be so irrelevant. It's not going to do anything for you because the plans that the enemy has coming into 2021 are not going to be to fight this thing physically. It's going to be to fight it in the air. And if you listen to a lot of the songs that Donald Trump would play before his rallies and things like that, leading up to all this mess, and even on January 6th, one of the songs he plays every single time at his rallies or leading up to this mess was "In the Air Tonight" by Phil Collins. And Donald Trump speaks through music. I've said that before, but "In the Air Tonight," listen to the lyrics of that song because that's the battle. It's in the air. Principalities and powers of the air. And that includes things that will manifest themselves to us physically in our senses, which includes sound and visual. There'll be deceptions. Those are attacks that are coming. I know it. I know it. And I call it out repeatedly because I don't want it to happen, because it's going to be a mess. It's going to be very confusing for a lot of people that don't understand what's going on. And I know that when you call out the enemy's plans, many times they have to be readjusted and not happen. But the sonic attack, I will tell you, we are prepared for. We are prepared for. We have a counter situation. Okay? So I want you to have some comfort in that. If something like that does happen, that's out there. And I'm not bluffing. I've worked on it very hard in the last 2 months. So that's important. But mostly, we don't want that to happen. We're trying to keep that kind of a terrorism from happening, so we can take back this world. And I really think everything I've talked about in the last few podcasts is really what we need to focus on to take back this world. It's creation. Be like God. Be a creator. It's what the enemy fears most. It's what he's tried to take away from us forever, is our ability to create. Whether it's create other ones of us, to procreate. We've always been convinced that's a horrible idea to do at any given time in history, right? Well, who was doing that? Because it's what we're made to do, is create. We don't live in an overpopulated world. That's a lie. But beyond procreation is just creation of what comes from within us and comes out, and what we create in the world physically. You look at like the old architecture and things like that throughout the world that always existed, and they were so beautiful, and like people were creating things that were amazing. And now you put up a building and it looks like a prison. And it's been that way for decades. And why do you think that is? Because it takes beauty away. It takes creation away. What we were meant to do. Like I guess I have to harp on this because every time I open my mouth, it's what God wants me to say. Even if I didn't plan on it necessarily. I know I say so many things. I guess I just always assume if you really want to hear and think about what I'm saying, you can always re-listen to the video, right? It's some major things are coming. Expect something called COVID-21, not 91, COVID-21 very soon. As soon as the impeachment things are done, I fully expect something called COVID-21. It's going to try to terrify everybody. It's going to be a whole new level of nonsense. And while everybody's scrambling around, I fear is when some surprise could happen, much like what happened with the G. Floyd thing. But that was just a minor practice to see how they could make us destroy things, right? So don't be lulled to sleep. Just keep remembering after the impeachment last year, what happened. After the impeachment this year, what might happen. Be prepared. Be prepared. Mentally, mostly. Mentally. And with God. And all these things I'm saying to you that I'm seeing and experiencing with him, I pray right now. Let's just pray. Father, I pray that what you're showing me, all of these things you're showing me, make it obvious, make it clear. Speak to your people in the Spirit powerfully. Oh, man, he is so amazing. The power of our God. Speak to your people, Almighty God. Tell them what they need to hear inside. Show them what they need to do. Give them boldness. like a mighty roaring lion, because that's all that's going to get us through this. In the name of the Almighty Jesus. Man, he is moving. I always used to get annoyed. I used to listen to old preachers all the time back in the 90s and say, oh, God is moving, God is moving. And I'd be like, what are you talking about? God is moving, doing what? I don't see it. I don't feel. God is moving right now, and he has to. He knows it, because we're in what's called dire straits. And he knows that. And he's got our back in every way. He knows everything that's going to happen. He's got a plan for everything that's going to happen. And he's working with all of his people to make sure everything goes exactly according to his plan. And it will. Do me a favor. Can you... these platforms are going to be gone really soon. YouTube is basically dead. It's not showing. It's not propagating my videos up to anybody anymore. It's just ridiculous. And I got back on Twitter earlier this week. I lost my account back in early December, my Beast System Revealed account with like 4,000 or some followers. And I just decided this week I was going to jump back on Twitter as a Revelation Free Radio. Just to make some noise for a while, because I like doing that. And my first day back on Twitter, Scott Baio, remember Scott Baio, from Happy Days and Joni Loves Chachi and Charles in Charge and all that. My first day back on Twitter, yesterday, the day before, I just put out a tweet and I said, this was funny. I said something like this. It was like, I think Scott Baio is kind of the right-wing version, the new right-wing version of Alyssa Milano, like the underdog, ex-actor, provocateur kind of thing. I didn't even say it that way. I was actually really nice. I just pointed that out, you know. And within 4 minutes after that tweet, Scott Baio himself retweeted that tweet. And again, this was like my brand new account. I only had like 40 followers on it because I just opened it that day. Or maybe the day before or something. But I had like 40 followers. And Scott Baio found that tweet and he retweeted it. And he called me a dickhead. I was like, what the heck? Why is Scott Baio retweeting me? Which then I was like, okay, well, I wasn't even being mean. And I thought, you know, if I actually were to sit down with Scott Baio, I would wager to guess we would agree on a lot more than we disagree on, you know. But he just went straight for attack mode and called me out for just being such a bum and only having 42 followers, not looking that I had just reopened the account or whatever, and then calling me a dickhead. So I thought that was funny. Yeah, just random weird things that happened to me sometime. But anyway, I'm back on Twitter as Revelation Free Radio. It's at Revelation_free. But again, that's not going to last much longer. I'm just doing that to be on for a minute, make some noise, send out a bunch of information and tweets, and hope some people see it and then get kicked off again. But more than that, like, go to Revelation Free Radio. I know I keep saying it. I started this radio station for a reason. It's because very soon, like, we're not going to have these platforms at all to hear each other or whatever. And so I started Revelation Free Radio, and it's pretty cool. Like, I really like it. And some other people seem to like it too, but it's got some really, really good music and like a lot of my talks. I put all my current talks on there. So, you know, and they just play randomly throughout the day. It's just like a radio station. It's got some ads on it. I haven't gotten a penny from that yet. I'm not sure how that's supposed to work, but it runs ads automatically because it's the real deal. It's being done legally for licensing reasons for music and things like that, so that these people get paid. But it's a fun station. It's something that you can open up in a browser on any device. Whether in your car and plug it into your radio or on your computer or on your phone, and just open up go to avoidthemark.com. It's really easy to find. Avoidthemark.com, and just click on the menu. You'll see live Revelation Free Radio, or you'll see it anywhere else, on the site. Just click on it, open, click play, and that's it. And we can kind of hang out there. And if I get consistently a high number of listeners, I'll start doing live shows and stuff, and I'll start doing call-in shows, I mean, I can do whatever I want with it, Um, but I hope more people use it because it's a way we can kind of be together on something, on a message, on a feeling, on a, you know, off these stupid platforms that are going to kick us off anytime soon, and have kicked me off already off of everything, and I'm just trying to rebuild. So anyway, God bless you tonight. Thanks for listening. Stay strong, man. Stay strong. Stay in God. His power is so overwhelming right now, and he can get you through what you're going through no matter what it is. I know he can. If he can get me through what I've been going through, whew, he can get you through. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. God bless you. Peace.